Welcome, students, family, friends, faculty, and staff, to the Pharmacology and Toxicology Class of 2021 Virtual Graduation Celebration. I'm Kendra Gurney, the advisor for the major, and I will be your Master of Ceremonies today. So be sure to have your coffee and your tissues ready as we celebrate this amazing group of students this morning. We have a variety of remarks and acknowledgements to share with you today. We'll hear from the Dean of the School of Pharmacy, our Alumnus of the Year award recipient, and our program director. We'll introduce each graduate individually and also acknowledge student awards. And lastly, we'll get to hear from our student speakers. Students, if you're taking photos or videos today, we'd love to share them on Instagram or Facebook. You can either send them to me afterwards or tag the PharmTox program on social media. Clicking too fast already. All right, I'd now like to introduce the Dean of the School of Pharmacy, Stephen Swanson, to formally welcome you to this morning's event.
Thank you, Kendra, and welcome everyone. Graduates, friends, family, and honored guests, my name is Steve Swanson, and I'm the Dean of the UW-Madison School of Pharmacy. Welcome to the PharmTox graduation celebration. I want to start out by thanking those who made today's event a reality, including Kendra Gurney, who will serve as our Master of Ceremonies, Anna Reinhardt for assisting with our technology, Lindsay Weigel for developing the programs you received in your graduate gift boxes, Alyssa Carnegie for taking the lead on organizing those gift boxes, and the Pharmacy Alumni Association for sponsoring the Alumnus of the Year Award. Seeing everyone who has joined us today, I see a big part of why our students have been able to accomplish so much. Family and loved ones, faculty and staff. Students, today we celebrate their faith in you. They were right to see so much potential in you, and I'm proud to know that you chose our PharmTox program to catalyze your scholarly development. The PharmTox program is unique in a couple of important ways. It has limited enrollment, and it's highly competitive to get admitted. And our PharmTox students are a close-knit community of scholars. Here are some fun facts about the 25 PharmTox students that we're celebrating today. They're the largest cohort in the history of the program. There are 6 Hilldale Award winners, which is a record number for the PharmTox program in any given year. This class has members who will work as emergency medical technicians, certified nursing assistants, pharmacy technicians, clinical researchers, and lab scientists. Some graduates will be entering health profession programs to pursue advanced degrees, including PharmDs and MDs in the fall, and others have plans to attend graduate school to pursue master's degrees and PhDs. Graduates, I wish you all the best in your future endeavors. Our PharmTox students excelled at academics and were very involved in extracurricular activities. Many of our PharmTox students have participated in research, often for multiple semesters. 3 seniors even presented their research at the virtual PharmD PharmTox Research Symposium this semester. Our students have also been involved in a wide range of student organizations and activities, including marching band, club lacrosse and softball teams, teaching assistants for biocore and chemistry classes, and summer camp counselors and coaches. Their service activities included membership in our class council, volunteering for the PharmTox recruiting and outreach events, tutoring through campus organizations, and volunteering their time in hospitals, clinics, pharmacies, and adapted fitness programs. Thank you, PharmTox class of 2021, for all you have done for your school and your peers. Students, congratulations on a major scholastic achievement. Today, you graduate from an outstanding program at a world-class university, and you matriculate into the Pharmacy Alumni Association with over 400 PharmTox alumni all over the globe who would love to help you develop your career. So good luck, Godspeed, and on Wisconsin. Kendra?
Thank you very much, Dean Swanson. I'd now like to introduce Jason Bergsbakken and Kyle Kleinbeck, board members of the Pharmacy Alumni Association, to introduce our PharmTox Alumnus of the Year award recipient.
Thanks, Kendra, and good morning, everyone. Very excited to be able to be here today. Congratulations on this achievement. And on behalf of the PAA, welcome to our association. We are the group at the School of Pharmacy that represents all alumnus of the school. So we're excited to have you join us today. Our association really has kind of two main planks. We, first of all, support current students. We do that through scholarship as well as other activities. And then we also hold a number of events throughout the year to help from a networking standpoint to keep our close-knit Wisconsin network together. So again, it is very great to be here today. Thank you for the invitation. And at this time, I'm excited to turn it over to Kyle Kleinbeck, who's going to introduce our alumnus of the year.
Thank you, Jason. I'm Kyle Kleinbeck. I'm part of the class of 2007 from the Pharm Talks program. And I again graduated from the School of Pharmacy in 2011 from the Pharmaceutical Sciences program. I now work as a formulation chemist for a nonprofit called the International Partnership for Microbicides, specializing in developing combined HIV prevention and contraceptive products for women in low resource settings. I got involved with the PAA just a few years ago because I want to know more about all of you. I want to know more about our Pharm Talks grads. And many of the former classmates that I've spoken with feel similarly. No matter what you want to do in your career and further education, I can tell you there is a Pharm Talks grad who's already doing that now. Within our network, I've received job solicitations, interviews, but I've also had some really great and thoughtful conversations with younger grads and current students about their careers that have allowed us to connect and help each other. Our network of Pharm Talks alumni is full of great scientists, as Dean Swanson pointed out, but the network and engagement within it would make us all significantly professionally stronger. My hope and big ask for all of you today is that you will take in the faces and names here, including Jason, Dr. Peter Langenstroer, Professor Johnson, Kendra, myself, and all of you who are being honored here today for today's major achievement. And know that you have a network of professionals who are proud of your accomplishments in getting through this grueling program, and we'd like to stay in touch. We all know what it means to complete this program, and that's a reputation that's going to follow you for decades to come. Please keep an eye on and stay engaged in our Pharm Talks alumni groups on whichever social media platforms you use, such as Badger Bridge, LinkedIn, Facebook. This is where we discuss opportunities, research, events happening at the School of Pharmacy, and other related topics. You'll find Kendra and Jason and myself there, so please feel free to reach out, and we'd love to hear from you. Moving on, each year the Pharm Talks program works with the PAA to select and present our Alum of the Year award. Recipients are selected from nominees whose exceptional professional achievements have brought distinction to themselves, credit to UW-Madison, and benefit to their communities in any career field. Recipients also have the honor of being our featured speaker at graduation here today. Today we honor Dr. Peter Langenstroer. Dr. Langenstroer is a Pharm Talks grad from the first ever graduating class from the program in 1987. That was a class of just 5 students, 3 of whom went on to medical school. He went on to pursue an MD at the Medical College of Wisconsin, collecting a master's in pharmacology and toxicology in the middle of that. And Dr. Langenstroer then completed a urologic oncology fellowship at the University of Kansas Medical Center, a university with a lot of ties back to our School of Pharmacy. Today, we meet Dr. Langenstroer as Professor and Director of Urologic Oncology at the Medical College of Wisconsin and Frater Hospital, roles he's held for over a decade. As a living kidney donor, his work is especially inspiring to me personally, knowing the difference that he makes in people's lives and in their family members. Among a highly successful career in patient care, Dr. Langenstroer has also trained over 50 residents and fellows, including another Pharm Talks alum. He is also annually self-funded medical mission work in the Olancho province of Honduras to perform much needed urologic surgeries along with residents from MCW, and occasionally a particularly special UW-Madison PharmD student joins him as well, his daughter. So many connections back to the school. Dr. Langenstroer is one of our most esteemed alumni to the program, and we now honor him for his service to patients and students from Milwaukee to Honduras. Thank you and congratulations.
All right, Dr. Langenstroer, you can now unmute and we are ready for your remarks. Oh, sorry, you're still muted. There you go.
Thank you. For a minute there, my screen had blanked out when you transferred me over. So Well, thank you. Thank you for that kind introduction, Kyle. I appreciate it. I'm honored and humbled to receive this award. I'd like to express my sincere gratitude to everybody in the School of Pharmacy who was involved in the process. Especially, I'd like to thank Katie and Kendra, who made the process actually very easy and very fun. But finally, I'd like to thank the graduates for sharing their stage with me. This is a day in which really is their day. It's a day in which they'll be on a new journey, a journey of building their professional legacies. So I'd like to leave the graduates really with only one thought in the brief time that I have to talk. I'd like to encourage them to think about building what I like to call their legacy journey. Legacy can mean lots of things. Legacies can be financial, legacies can be personal, legacies can be professional. The thing about legacies is they don't need to be grandiose. They're often very passive and very subtle. It happens every day during your daily routine. So the graduates should remember that every day you wake up in the morning, you're creating that legacy. So let me share with you just snippets of my journey, some of which have already been shared as examples of things for your legacy journey. My journey started in 1983 when I first stepped foot on this campus. I was the first in my family to go to college. My intention from the beginning was to go to medical school. So like many students, I ended up in the College of Letters and Science with an undeclared major. So I came to the realization that a degree in pharmacy would be a fabulous pre-medical curriculum. So I literally walked over to the School of Pharmacy, spoke to one of the counselors. And while I was talking to the counselor, he told me that, well, a bachelor's in pharmacy is 5 years. And if you're really interested in going into medical school, you could take a year off because we're starting this new program. And this new program was the pharmacology and toxicology program. And so I would be part of the fall class, which was the first unofficial graduating class at that time. So I thought, well, that's the perfect solution. It checks all the boxes. I can get a great degree in 4 rather than 5 years. It's a great pre-med curriculum. The best of all, it had many options for a plan B. And plan B is important if you're planning to apply to medical school. Not everybody gets in. You always have to know what you're going to do afterwards. So if I didn't get in, I could still go to grad school. I could still enter industry. I could still even continue, maybe even on as a pharmacy student. So it was my sincere belief, and it still remains that the pharmacology toxicology program is analogous to a medical professional's land of opportunity. And to this day, it continues as the foundation for my legacy journey. I had a great time in my time in the School of Pharmacy. I made lifelong friends. I joined Kappa Psi, primarily for the social and the philanthropic activities that are involved with Kappa Psi. Philanthropy really has always been a big part of my DNA. It was here that I met an amazing young lady. That lady later became my wife. And yes, this may seem really silly, but it's fair to say I actually met my wife at a frat party. So, but at the time I didn't realize that I was on my way to my professional and personal legacy journey, right here at the UW School of Pharmacy. There were 5 of us in the first class, and as Kyle mentioned, 3 of us went to the medical school at the Medical College of Wisconsin. Because of the great experience I had in pharmacy and in Kappa Psi, one of my colleagues who also graduated the PharmTox program, Dr. Pat Dowling, he's now currently a pulmonologist at Meriter. He and I reactivated a chapter of Phi Delta Epsilon Medical Fraternity. Again, the whole point of that was to provide social and philanthropic outlet for medical school. We carried on from where we left off at UW. Some of the efforts and some of the things we did at the time seemed very trivial. For example, we placed garbage cans in the cafeteria. This was before all the recycling was popular. We placed garbage cans in the cafeteria. We would collect those cans. We would drive them to the recycling center, collect the money from the recycling center, drive to the local food bank to donate the money. Again, it seemed very simple, even for a time-constrained medical student. But this was a tiny part of the legacy footprint, a little breadcrumb on the trail of our lifelong legacy journey. To further my education, I did a year of grad school for a master's in pharmacology and toxicology, further building on my prior foundation. Following medical school and grad school, I completed 5 years of residency at Medical College of Wisconsin in urology, and then finally took a faculty position there. A few years later, I did my fellowship in oncology at the University of Kansas. It was here, actually, that the exponential growth of legacy really starts taking place. Again, I didn't realize I was building something. I was just moving through my day-to-day routine. Since starting at MCW, I've trained over 50 residents. I've taught dozens of medical students, each of them ultimately practicing their craft, hopefully based on some of the pearls that I've taught them. Picture tens of thousands of people they will impact, for which I may have quietly had a small but significant role. Over the past few years, I had 2 or 3 UW Pharm Tox students shadow me at MCW. I recently ran into one of them. He stopped me in the hallway. To be honest, I didn't really recognize him. But he is now in medical school, and his appreciation deeply touched me. Now, this one Pharm Tox student will go out and touch thousands more through his journey. That's the beauty of this legacy magnification. It's really not about the physical manuscripts that we write, the journal articles, the clinical trials, or even the book chapters. It's really the direct and indirect touching of lives. And by touching those lives, it also impacts many lives around us. Let me give you an example. I annually put together a medical mission trip that goes to Honduras to provide urologic surgical care for the people who are underserved. It's a gigantic Herculean effort to put this thing together. It takes many people, it takes a large team. We spend a week down there, we evaluate 100 to 150 patients and operate on 40 to 60 patients. You might think, wow, all that work for only 50 patients hardly seems worth it. However, many of these patients can't work because of their condition. They can't provide for their family. They need their family to help care for them. By surgically managing their problems and allowing them to get back to their activities, all their surrounding support systems also return to normal. It's not just 50 patients, it's hundreds, maybe thousands of people that are impacted. Take that same context and go back to thinking about the few dollars we gave to the food bank and how many people that could have impacted. Each of these trips to Honduras costs tens of thousands of dollars. Some of that money is personal, some of that money is lost in potential income and earnings. But let me share with you, the smile, the hug, the thanks at the end of the trip, that is completely priceless. So while I was going through this journey, my beautiful wife and I were building our family and our personal legacy. She is a graduate of the UW School of Pharmacy. She was a pharmacist at the Children's Hospital of Wisconsin, and now she volunteers at a free vaccine clinic in Milwaukee. I have 3 amazing children. Elizabeth, who was in the UW marching band and graduated last year from the School of Pharmacy with a PharmD. In June, she's moving away. She's moving to New York for a critical care fellowship. Madeline, a UW cheerleader, is graduating today. In fall, she'll be working towards her master's in public health and ultimately with aspirations of being a pediatrician. And then there's John. John's the freshman who I literally moved out of the dorms yesterday. He will plan to apply to the Pharm Tox program next year. I believe our family legacy, our Badger legacy, and our UW School of Pharmacy legacy is alive and thriving. So graduates, realize every moment of every day is a piece of that legacy journey. Create an amazing legacy for yourself. Make yourself proud, make your family proud, make the UW School of Pharmacy proud. Thank you from the bottom of my heart for this gracious award and providing me with the best foundation for my personal legacy journey. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Dr. Langenstreuer, for sharing your legacy and history of the program. It's especially nice to hear about those early years in the program when there was just a few people involved in graduating. So thank you very much. And we're so glad that you could join us here today, even if it's virtually. Okay, transitioning on. Next, Professor Jeffrey Johnson, our faculty program director, will also be providing some remarks.
Hey, everybody. That actually is a photo on a bridge in Amsterdam. So it's kind of fun. Thank you, Peter, for your speech. And it was very good and very encouraging. I want to again welcome everybody to this virtual graduation. I'm going to be fairly brief, but I have to point out that this is not a typical Pharm Tox graduation breakfast that we are accustomed to, where there are many handshakes, hugs, and as well as photos with classmates and family and faculty and staff. And so I'm very proud of the way that the students have handled this pandemic year, and parents should be very proud of your students as well. The hope is that we can return to normal classes in the fall, where we can actually interact with students and really get to know them, face to face. It's interesting because we didn't see each other for a long time, and then there was a vaccine clinic, and we volunteered at, my wife and I, Delinda, and there were like 4 or 5 Farm Talk students there, and it was really fun to actually see them face to face and in person, have a conversation with them. So hopefully we'll be back that way in the fall. This is always a happy and sad day in a sense. It's happy in that your students are graduating and moving on to bigger and better things, but it's sad in the sense that, we won't see most of them around the School of Pharmacy, next year. Although I know that there are actually a number of students in this class that are actually starting in the PharmD program in the fall. So I'll get to torment them for another 4 years while they're getting their PharmD degree. In all my letters of recommendation for Farm Talk students, I state the following. Farm Talk students are unique individuals based on their training and experience in the program, and they need to be evaluated with that in mind. Let me explain. So that's what I do. I explain why the program and the students are so unique, and why these students should actually move on to different programs and to whatever they apply for. Those are my brief comments. It's my pleasure to be the director of this program. Congratulations to the outstanding Farm Talks class of 2021 on Wisconsin.
Thank you very much, Professor Johnson. Before we introduce the graduates, I also wanted to say a few words, though I'll keep them short because I know the students have heard a lot from me over the years, and plus I might cry, so we try to avoid that so we can keep it together. So when I was pandemic binge watching a TV show, like many of you, the show I was watching mentioned a Japanese art form called kintsugi, where broken pottery is replaced with gold. Instead of covering up the cracks and scars and pretending they were never there, they're accepted and highlighted, making the piece more beautiful than it was before. This past year, you've all had your own struggles, cracks, and scars, so to speak, or sometimes literally, whether it was canceled study abroad plans, adjusting to online learning, moving back home, plus all of the normal ups and downs that go with college, changing relationships and friendships, studying and more studying, and balancing all of the obligations you've had and all the emails I've sent you with surveys and reminders throughout the past year. And yet, here you are. You persevered, you figured out how to work with what you've had, and the end result is a truly amazing, beautiful thing. You're graduating today. There will always be more challenges ahead, of course. I won't lie to you about that. But if you've come to this point, I think you can handle whatever life throws at you next. And like this piece of pottery, your history and challenges and scars are things that add to your life story, making it more complex and unique. It has been an honor to get to know your histories over the past several years. I am incredibly proud of everything it took for you to get to this moment, and I cannot wait to see what is in store for you next. Shortly, we are going to transition to recognizing all of these amazing graduates. In lieu of walking up, each student has prepared a slide. I will read names along with some details for each student as their slide is shown, and will spotlight that graduate's video. Everyone is welcome to silently celebrate with your pom-poms, if you have those from your grab box, and your Bucky. Oh yes, I see some pom-poms already showing up, awesome. So you're welcome to celebrate silently as we read names, since we will remain muted throughout this time. So graduates, now would be a good time to get your cameras on and ready for when your name is called and to celebrate your classmates and friends and family. You may want to have your cameras on too, so we can see you celebrating. A reminder that if your view has changed, you can use the view menu in the top right of your screen to change it to side-by-side gallery view so you can see more participants. I'm actually going to do some expanding of my view right now so I can try and see as many of you as possible. Oh, it's so happy. Okay, perfect. You can also adjust, there's a vertical bar between your slides and your video, so you can make the video area bigger and the slides smaller. After I read all of the graduate names, we will let people unmute for a round of applause and cheering. Please save your confetti poppers for the very end of the program. I'm hoping for a big like New Year's celebration type thing at the very end. So hold on to the confetti poppers, but get everything else ready. With that, I'm going to turn off my video so we can highlight the truly important people today. And I am pleased to begin introducing the Farm Tax class of 2021, starting with Bridget Barnes. Bridget is also majoring in biology and will be working as a veterinary assistant and plans to return to school for veterinary medicine or animal studies in the future. I'm also going to pause a little bit to give you all time to read the slide. So if there's awkward pauses, that would be why. Lauren Benedict. Lauren will be attending the Doctor of Pharmacy program at UW-Madison this fall. Emily Benson. Emily is also majoring in chemistry with honors, biochemistry, and biology. Emily will be joining the Industrial and Physical Pharmacy PhD program at Purdue University in the fall. Caleb Delvaux. Caleb also participated in BioCorps and will be our flag bearer at the Camp Randall ceremony at noon. Caleb will be working in a healthcare setting and plans to apply to physician assistant schools in the future. Stephen Doe. Stephen participated in BioCorps and is also earning a major in economics. Stephen will be attending the Doctor of Pharmacy program at UW-Madison this fall. Mara Gosh. Mara is also earning a certificate in global health. Mara will be attending the Doctor of Pharmacy program at UW-Madison this fall. Stephen Halada. Stephen participated in BioCorps and is also earning a certificate in global health. Stephen will be working as a clinical research assistant at the Children's Hospital of Philadelphia and plans to apply to medical school in the future. Feng Hao. Feng will be performing research with the Center of Precision Medicine at the University of Missouri. Feng plans to attend graduate school in the future. Grace Jondal. Grace is also earning a major in neurobiology. Grace will be attending the Doctor of Pharmacy program at the University of Utah this fall. Sujin Kim. Sujin is also majoring in biology. Sujin will be attending the Doctor of Pharmacy program at UW-Madison this fall. Soyeon Kim. Soyeon is also majoring in biology and will be seeking employment in the biotech or pharmaceutical industry after graduation. Ryan Klauk. Ryan is also majoring in biology with a certificate in global health. Ryan will be attending medical school at the Medical College of Wisconsin in the fall. Jennifer Lee. Jennifer is also majoring in psychology and pursuing the criminal justice certificate. Jennifer will be applying to graduate programs in the future. Hannah Malian. Hannah is also majoring in biology and earning a certificate in global health. Hannah will be attending medical school at UW-Madison this fall as part of the Wisconsin Academy for Rural Medicine. Jared Meister. Jared is also majoring in biology. Jared will be attending the Doctor of Pharmacy program at UW-Madison this fall. Amanda Nelson. Amanda is also completing a biology major and a certificate in global health. Amanda will be attending the University of Texas, Austin to pursue a Master of Public Affairs and Master of Public Health dual degree. Cooper Scarmardo. Cooper is also majoring in biology. Cooper will be starting the Doctor of Pharmacy program at UW-Madison this fall. Jessica Schlunt. Jessica is also earning a certificate in global health. Jessica will be working in clinical research at Prism Research Incorporated in St. Paul, Minnesota after graduation. Sophie Schweinert. Sophie is also majoring in biology. Sophie will be working as an EMT and plans to apply to medical school in the future. Caleb Vang. Caleb will be working as a pharmacy technician and plans to apply to medical school in the future. Nate Verhagen. Nate will be entering medical school at the Medical College of Wisconsin this fall. William Weisensell. William is also majoring in biology and will be entering the Doctor of Pharmacy program at UW-Madison this fall. And Nicholas Zeller. Nicholas is also majoring in biology. Nicholas will be working as an EMT and an emergency department technician and plans to apply to medical school in the future. Okay, so at this time, a reminder to save your confetti poppers if you still have them. Some of them went off, but that's totally fine. No worries. We're flexible today. But otherwise, let's take a moment now to unmute if you would like and give a big round of cheers and applause. I'm going to switch back to gallery view so I can see everyone, but let's do one big round of applause for all of our students that will be graduating today.
Let's go,
Very proud of you all.
Oh, jeez. I don't know. I can't see.
Congratulations, everyone.
Way to go.
I just walked dark.
Awesome. All right. Thank you, everyone. I'm going to go ahead and get everyone re-muted. All right, perfect. Thank you all. And a reminder too, that as we go, you might need to change back and forth using that view menu in your top right between speaker view and gallery view. It might change on you. I'll give you another warning at the end before we do the big last celebration. Okay, at this time, we are now going to announce several different faculty and student awards. First up is our Teacher of the Year award. Each year, seniors vote for a Teacher of the Year, an instructor in the School of Pharmacy who has taught in Pharm Tox classes. Students are asked to consider instructors who have challenged their class intellectually, who have implemented teaching innovations, and who have given extra efforts in their teaching. We are pleased to present this year's award to Professor Michael Taylor. Professor Taylor is an instructor in the PharmTox lab course and the pharmacology course series. Students shared that he led a great lab in PharmSci 558 with hands-on practice and small group mentoring, and that he made the lab very interesting when working with his research on zebrafish. One quote from a student notes that he brought an energy to his teaching that was definitely needed while I was stuck watching lectures during the pandemic. Congratulations, Professor Taylor, and feel free to step up to the virtual microphone at this time.
Well, thank you all so much. I can't tell you what an honor it is to win this award and how great it is to see everybody again. You guys were the last class that I actually taught face-to-face, and you're the only class I also taught online for pharmacology. So I really appreciate this. It's very humbling to me. And I realize this has been a really tough year for all of us, and it's just so great to see everyone. And I know many of you are staying here in Madison. I was told this is a record number of you joining our PharmD program and other programs here on campus. So I'd just like you guys to know that my door is always open. If you ever want to stop by and chat about anything or need advice or guidance on anything, I'm always happy to talk to you guys. So please don't be a stranger. If we see each other in the hallway, stop and say hi. And finally, congratulations for graduating from our PharmTox program. You guys really are the best students I've interacted with here on campus. And so I wish you all the best in pursuing your future career goals. So take care, everyone. And thanks again for the award. I really appreciate it.
Thank you very much, Professor Taylor, and congratulations. And we're glad you were able to join us today this morning. We'll now recognize some campus-wide awards received by PharmTox students. Each school, college, and student affairs unit selects one undergraduate each year to receive the Ginsberg Family Award. This award recognizes students who have made outstanding leadership and service contributions to the university and their surrounding communities while maintaining a record of academic excellence. This year's School of Pharmacy recipient is Nate Verhagen. 6 seniors also received Hildel Research Fellowships, a prestigious campus research award. We won't spotlight you for this one because there's a bunch of you, don't worry. Stephen Doe, Stephen Halata, Feng Hao, Jennifer Lee, Nate Verhagen, and Nicholas Zeller. Congrats to all of you. The School of Pharmacy Awards Committee also selects school-wide graduation awards each year, and we'd like to specifically acknowledge the PharmTox recipients of these awards. The Ryan Brothers Award is a newly created award, so I'll provide some additional context. Patrick T. Ryan was a dedicated member to his community as the co-owner of Ryan Brothers Ambulance Company and with his involvement in the Madison Down Syndrome Society, the Hospice Board, Gigi's Playhouse, and the Professional Ambulance Association of Wisconsin. Unfortunately, Patrick had his own challenges with mental health and sadly passed away in May 2020. In honor of Patrick, this award will be given to an undergraduate who has not only shown the same passion and dedication to serving the public health sector, but also understands the importance of inclusion and advocating for those who may not be able to advocate for themselves. The recipient of this year's award is Emily Benson. Congratulations, Emily. I should note some of these are surprises, so people might be surprised to get these. I also want to take a moment to thank Sophie Schweinert, who works at Ryan Brothers and was instrumental in helping create this award for PharmTox students. The Z Pharmaceutical Experimentation Director's Award in Science and Technology was received by Sophie Schweinert. Congrats, Sophie. This award is presented to graduates who exhibit good academic performance and who have completed an independent study research project. And lastly, Stephen Halata is the recipient of a Merck Award, sponsored by Merck & Company. These awards are presented to graduates who have demonstrated high scholastic achievement in pharmacy studies. Congratulations again to Emily, Sophie, and Stephen. The Pharmacy Alumni Association also provides a legacy brick for the senior class president each year. This brick will be engraved with Mara Gash's name and graduation year and installed in the Legacy Walk, located at the front entrance of Renenbaum Hall. Since the brick is not created and installed until later in the summer, it's become tradition to present the class president with a substitute brick at Farm Talks graduation, which they or their lucky parents or guests usually get to carry around for the rest of the day. Mara, you don't need to carry around your brick today, but I do believe I caught Professor Johnson as I was leaving, dropping it off for you yesterday. So do you have your brick to show us real quickly?
I actually left my brick downstairs as I ran up to my room for the speech later, but I can show it at the end. I'll go grab it later.
Perfect, sounds good. Thanks, Mara. There is a lot of things to keep track of today. So rest assured, Mara has her substitute brick today that she can have as a replacement for the brick that will be installed at the front walk later on.
There's the brick.
Oh, someone just came and brought it up. There it is.
There we go. My brother brought it up for me.
Awesome. Congrats, Mara. Like Peter's speech earlier, that is going to be part of your legacy too, and you'll be memorialized in front of Renenbaum Hall. The School of Pharmacy, as we mentioned earlier, hosts a PharmD Farm Tax Research Symposium every year. While this year's event was virtual, we had several students participate. The recipient of the Scholarship Award for Best Poster Presentation from the Farm Tax students is Emily Benson. Congratulations, Emily. We'll give Emily's family and friends a chance to celebrate a little bit. Our final two awards are Farm Tax specific senior awards. The Senior Achievement Award was created to recognize a senior who demonstrates substantial research and academic achievements. Students submitted applications for this award, which were reviewed by our Farm Tax Admissions and Oversight Committee. This year's recipient has been involved in lab work since his freshman year and has received multiple research fellowships and awards, all while maintaining a 4.0 GPA. We are pleased to present this award to Stephen Halata. Congratulations, Stephen. The Farm Tax program also awards a senior each year who has participated in substantial volunteerism and service to the program. Students are nominated by their fellow Farm Tax classmates. A nominee shared the following about Mara Gash, this year's recipient. Mara has done lots of planning for study groups and get-togethers for classmates. She also helps out a lot with being a student ambassador and attending meetings for prospective students. Mara has also been a resource for many of the junior students in the program to help with classes and with the Farm Tax program in general. Congratulations, Mara. To close our program, our student speakers, Mara Gash and Nate Verhagen, will now provide remarks.
Awesome. Well, hello, classmates, family, and friends, and thank you for joining us virtually today. While I wish we could be seeing each other face to face, I'm excited that we still have the opportunity to celebrate our class's successes over Zoom. I've often seen graduation speeches start off with, "Well, I can't believe we made it here," but with such a high achieving group of individuals, these kinds of statements don't exactly apply. When I was getting ready for my seminar presentation, I prepared and practiced in front of my parents and grandparents, and they were wowed, saying something along the lines of, "You're so smart and this is way over our heads." Little did I know I would be thinking the same thing as I watched my fellow classmates' presentations. This is truly a talented group of students who I found were collectively pushing myself and others to be better. I hope that you all enjoy the well-earned festivities and celebrations of the day, and I will go to bed knowing many of you, including myself, will have consumed celebratory amounts of the antifreeze poisoning antidote in the form of beer, wine, or your drink of choice.
But before we celebrate, we wanted to show our appreciation for all our friends and family joining today and give you all an idea of what life is like as a Farm Talk student with a little recap, as you may have no clue what pharmacology and toxicology even means. And I will just take this opportunity now to call my dad, who still can't pronounce it 4 years later. The day before our first classes of junior year, we spent the afternoon awkwardly introducing ourselves over Kendra's famous icebreakers. We dove right into physiology and biochemistry that fall, studying hundreds, maybe thousands of flashcards from Stephen's Quizlet. We learned the movie Winter of Frozen Dreams was in fact inspired by UW-Madison biochemistry student and convicted murderer Barbara Hoffman. Every Tuesday, we bust and bike to Renabum Hall to cram the largest Farm Talks class there's ever been into our tiny lab room. The following spring, you may have found us frantically cramming in the HSLC before pathology exams and regrouping in the biochemistry building lobby, some of the last times we would see each other in person before our transition to over a year of online courses. Our ears were treated to Professor Hao Chang's infectious laugh interrupting toxicology lectures on drug kinetics. And who knew gastrointestinal pharmacology could be so pleasant when taught by the soothing voice of Professor Bashirullah. And of course, we can't forget about Dr. Johnson's infamous Prevagen lecture. Throughout all the good and the bad, I took comfort in knowing there was always someone who could relate, someone who was going through the exact same experience, and someone who could help. As Nate once said after a particularly difficult biochemistry exam, at least we could always establish, as the Germans say, Gruppenkampf, group struggle.
And at this point, it would feel wrong not to address the elephant in the room of COVID-19, but I hope to frame it in a different light. I mean, who would have thought that one of the last times we would see each other would be at the Farm Talks formal? This was one of my absolute favorite memories of college, a time where I saw some of the smartest people I know let loose for a night, a time where I learned who could throw a small white ball across the table into a red cup, and most importantly, a time where my classmates became some of my closest friends. It is because of this that I want to end on a point of gratitude. COVID-19 has undoubtedly made school very different. It has physically separated us from our classmates and can make us feel as if we are going through our classes alone. However, in this time, I was incredibly grateful to be part of such a small, tight-knit major that was able to stay connected throughout the pandemic, which was a luxury few other students at UW-Madison had. If I ever had a question or came out of an exam thinking I got nothing right, I knew there would always be a classmate that had been feeling the same way. This reassurance helped me balance the stresses of school and created lasting friendships. Again, thank you guys for being such strongholds in an uncertain time. And with that, I wish you all the best in the coming years.
All right, so we're finally gonna wrap things up before Kendra worries anymore about us getting to Camp Randall in time for commencement. But in all seriousness, I want to thank my classmates for letting me serve as your class president. It's truly just been such a privilege to get to know you all. You all are so impressive and so talented, yet so funny and kind. And I'm just so grateful for the wonderful friends I've made. As we all go our different directions, I have no doubt the hard work and resiliency I observed from all of you over the last 2 years will bring success to each of your futures. To Kendra, I think I say this on behalf of the entire class. You go above and beyond every single day, and we appreciate you so much. To Dr. Johnson, thank you for your leadership and unwavering confidence in what it takes to be a Farm Talks student. To all our friends and family joining today, thank you so much for all your support throughout our entire time in the program. And finally, to all my classmates graduating today, a huge congratulations. Please celebrate accordingly. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Nate and Mara. We are so thankful to have everyone here today to celebrate and recognize our graduates, and also to remind you that UW-Madison's undergraduate commencement celebration and ceremony will be live streamed at noon at wisc.edu/commencement. It is now finally time to have our big celebration. So let's go ahead and give yourself a chance if you need to switch your view back into gallery view. Mine is set up. I'm gonna make all my windows as big as possible here so I can see everyone. I will count down from 5 to give everyone a moment to switch your views, get yourself ready, grab your caps if you want to toss them. I've got my confetti popper ready, or grab your pom-poms. And then when I get down to 0, we can be all unmuted and have all the applause and confetti and cheering to celebrate today. So here we go. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. That was scary. I was really worried I was gonna like hit my camera and something bad was gonna happen, but it turned out awesome. All right, it's so nice to see everyone. That officially concludes our event. I'll hopefully see some of you at noon at Camp Randall. I will be in section Z3 if you happen to be around there. Otherwise, we will stop recording and you are welcome to stick around and mingle in Zoom.
Congratulations, everybody.